we're back with the Mira walkthrough, and what we're going to be attempting to do today is taking the bifold doors on the back off right here. As I mentioned in the last video, they're a little stubborn to open. They're kind of grinding on that bottom diamond plated track they put on. So we're going to be taking the doors off and taking that diamond plate off, and then kind of addressing some of the rust on these doors and some of the dents on them as well. And the side door over here will be getting taken off as well. This one opens fairly decent, but my worry is when they put this diamond plating down and put a bunch of screws in it that we're gonna have some rust, because it's metal. So I want to take care of that, fill those holes up, and make sure we don't got any crazy rust started. I know we got some on the hinges kind of underneath, you can see here and kind of on the top there. So address some of that rust and get these doors off. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to go ahead and take these off. Got a 10 millimeter socket for the hinges. That's on. Alright, so we're going to start taking this diamond plating off. As you can see, they got screws lined across the bottom of it here. Interesting part, they didn't just buy one long piece, they piecemealed it together here with a little one there and another piece here. So I'm assuming whoever owned this just kind of packed her up. The last one here. Right, there we go. Start taking this off here. Oh, that just, yeah, I can't remember. Oh yeah, you can see you got some rust. Yeah, right there. Right where they were screwing in. Alright, so that's off. Looks like they had the double-sided tape on the back. Take this little guy off. Yeah, looks like that's the worst of it, which really isn't that bad. Looks like surface rust for the most part. This one's got a little bit of rust, a little bit of paint chip and rust back here, but we're going to be repainting this thing, so not a big deal. Alright, now I'm going to take this back track panel off there. Take this whole car apart with a 10, as most Japanese cars are. Alright, now that that's up, try taking this off. You don't want to bend it up. There. So yeah, that's definitely seen better days. Looks like, I don't know if this is original or if they just, I don't think so. Maybe it is, I don't know. Looks like they just kind of made a little something to gasket and seal it up here. So now there's everything fully off. It's got some fun dirt in there, so let's go ahead and clean that up now. Let that soak in for a second. Bugger does not want to come off, so we'll have to figure out why that is. At least with one screw off, we can still clean up the rest of this. Alright, not perfect by any means, but definitely a lot better. Some surface rust starting up here. These all look pretty good. A little bit of rust kind of starting in those bolt holes as well, but overall not as bad as I thought. So let's go ahead and get the other door off now. All right, so a little bit different on this one. The hinges are on the inside instead of the outside, so we're gonna go ahead and shut this door up first. Down on the bottom here, I'll bring you over so you can see, but they have some washers in the back because of this plating here. I guess I'm not really sure why. Probably to get the door to shut a little bit better. So we're going to take those washers out from back and see what the issue is there. Put some longer ones in there. So this one's going to be a little different. The top of the hinge here is blocking from getting the socket on. So we're going to have to go ahead and use a 10mm wrench to get this off. All right. There we have it. Oh, not really. A little bit of rust starting in there, but nothing crazy. Everything looks pretty good, but now we're going to start taking this stuff off and seeing what we got going on underneath here. Oh yeah, I can see some rust starting back there, so let's see. Okay, they must have glued this down somehow, so I'm going to grab a putty knife, see if I can't get underneath it. Oh yeah, they put like some kind of silicone putty back here or something. Some kind of caulking there. Look at that. Some kind of double-sided sticky tape again, actually. Oh, and look at that. I see why they put that on there. Nice big rust hole. Yeah. So we'll get to have some fun taking that piece out and welding the new piece of sheet metal in. Oh yeah. Stopper piece. There we go, look at that. There we go. And there's that. As you can see, there's the worst of the rust there, which is pretty dang bad, so that'll be fun taking care of that. The rest of it, not too crazy. You got some surface stuff, but no more holes as far as rust holes anyways. You gotta take off this back rubber stop piece. Yeah, so let's clean this up and see how that looks. Alright, so what we're going to do now is start to grind some of this off and see what we're working with. There we go. So as you can see, pretty bad into here, but nothing crazy. I think I'm going to grind off, I think there's 1 or 2 spot welds here. Pull that back and then make a piece that's going to kind of go up to here and keep this original bolt hole for the latch right there. Alright, so as you can see, got some more of it out of there. Gonna start grinding the rest of it out. Make a little template here. All right, now with our trusty sheet metal, we're going to cut this out. That much off the top. So after a few more cutting, looks like she's fitting right in there. So I'm going to clean this up now and alright, so now that I gave this time to dry for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and weld it into place. And now what I'm going to use is some fiberglass Durafill, basically, little fiberglass filler. And what that's going to do is after the welding has been done here and there's tiny little pinholes left, you put a small skim glaze of this over where your welds were, and that can kind of help prevent moisture and water from the back coming and rusting stuff out or bubbling, cracking the body filler, and that gets put on. So I'm going to do a skim layer of this first. Doesn't take much, just do a small little amount. And get your hardener here. Make sure the hardener is all mixed up. And then grab your putty spreader. And go ahead and get all of that mixed in. A little more hardener than I needed to, but just gives me a little less of a work time here. That should be good. I'm going to take you guys over here now. I'll put a little more than needed on because I can always sand it off. So get that in your pinholes first. Then do a tight coat, kind of squeeze it in there. Gets in there. Again, don't worry about it getting in places you don't want. You can always kind of sand that out, not the biggest deal. We kind of got that pretty much everywhere we want it to be. Get it in all the little pinholes that you might not be able to see. Fun stuff like that. I got a couple welds on the bottom that I'll get rid of, and on the bottom piece here, as you can see, originally there's a gap. I didn't leave as big of a gap down there, put a couple little tack welds, but I'll get those filled up and then run a bead of like some automotive caulking across the bottom of that. I'm going to let that harden. I'm going to come back and sand it and put some body filler on there. All right, so I think we're going to call it good there. We got the back doors off, the bifold and the one straight door, and the bifold doors on the side off. We got the diamond plating off that was put on the bottom. Kind of saw where the rust issues are there. Going to start tackling that next. As you saw, we got the bottom corner of the side door piece cut out and a new metal piece put in where all the corrosion was and the rust hole was. So put some rust inhibitor on the inside, some rust mort in there, let that dry, then put some rust inhibitor inside of that as well. Put the new piece on the outside and tacked that in, welded it the rest of the way around, and got some Durafill in there right now. That's drying. I'm going to let that just sit overnight and come back at it tomorrow and start putting some body filler in there and trying to get it as straight as we can. I'm not too worried about it right there because it's not going to be as visible being the bifold door swings and the hinge goes on down there, so I'm not too worried about it, but we'll get it as good as we can. Start tackling some of that next. So see you in the next video.